Hello everyone. First of all, I want to ask everyone watching to please not harass anyone featured in this video. It's not meant to pick on anyone. It's just meant to document something that I find interesting, if a little strange. So about a month ago, I came across an ad on Facebook, and the verbiage was so strange that I couldn't help but click on it. And it took me to a Facebook community called NASHOBA. There only seems to be one person who posts on this community, and only a handful of people comment on these posts. So through some of my snooping, I've come to find that the owner of this community is a retired post courier, and he calls himself the Lone Corinth Warrior Chickasaw Messenger. Anyways, in his posts, I find there are three things that come up repeatedly. The year 1834, American baseball, 7,654 Chickasaw warriors killed in a massacre, and melted human bodies. He sells what he claims to be Chickasaw micropetroglyphs and the remains of, quote, melted Chickasaw human bodies. So here's the story as best as I put together and based off of what he told me in a Facebook message. Andrew Jackson was raised by Thomas Jefferson and George Washington to do the removal of 5 civilized Indian nations. In 1828, he built a rail line from Counce, Tennessee to Corinth, Mississippi. In 1830, he began killing members of those nations, but in particular, he sought out the Chickasaw tribe as he saw them as the biggest threat. In 1834, Jackson and his men encircled and killed 7,654 members of the, and I may pronounce this wrong, Tishomingo clan of the Chickasaw tribe. To dispose of these bodies, they brought in huge smelting pots and burned all of the bodies, and then dumped the remains, which are what he finds and sells. He claims the U.S. government has been hiding this event ever since. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of go through some of these posts. I'll post the pictures and everything, and I'm just going to read them to you because, I don't know, his verbiage is very strange. I don't see a whole lot of what he claims to see in these rocks, but maybe you will. This is the first rock teaching me 1834 Chickasaw micropetroglyphs. How? I see pictures staring down at this arrow. Broken arrow rock outside of the main house. It was in the middle of a path at the Chickasaw Pavilion, 6 miles east of Eden's Gate, Corinth, Mississippi, August 2009. Alright, forensic wannabes, who can find the pistol? They threw their weapons in the Chickasaw human body meetings to dispose of their killing tools. Just say yes when you find it. Remember, this isn't a game. Rotate the picture. May be an image of premeditated mass murderers' tools. Fact. The Lone Corinth Warrior Chickasaw Messenger proved it to be true. A perfect 90-degree angle does not exist in nature. If nothing else, quantum uncertainty would ensure it didn't. Most angles follow some ratio of pi or a Fibonacci sequence. Google November 18, 2015. Those aren't micropetroglyphs. It's unknown art form. Chickasaw micropetroglyphs. This is visible art. It's the microscopic photos that are going to change American history. These are random glyphs designed to distract the viewers into believing they're looking at a fossil. The rock has a 90-degree angle twice, creating a triangle with the 90-degree angle as home plate. Unfolding the triangle gives us an American baseball diamond. Everything revolves around these angles. At the microscopic level, we see images of crystals, among other minerals, being moved to facilitate the telling of this story. Radiation gives us several effects of the 1954 Chickasaw radiation attack, which is still unknown. The first and only radiologic attack on American soil ever. They still do not know. Every radiation leaves a signature. I've captured the 1954 irradiation attack by using a code that tells the 1834 Chishu Minko clan Chickasaw massacre. It's not known to have happened, but the Chickasaw are the only ones who kept up with their losses. 7,654. It can be yours for the very low cost, $139. So these are some of the more interesting ones that I have seen him post, and he claims that these are the remains of melted heads, and that I guess Jackson and his men drove nuts and bolts, or bolts and screws through the heads of these people, and he claims that these kind of striped pieces of rock are what remains of the nuts or of the bolts and screws. They look an awful lot like these fossils. They're crinoid, but I don't know. I'm not a geologist. God recorded the 1834 Chishu Minko clan Chickasaw massacre in the residue of the killings. Guess they thought they've won. God said he's not finished. This is one image Chickasaw rock is for sale. This residue is rare. Most anything will change in 187 years. The heads with nuts and bolts remains. I've only seen several like this being so visibly raw. Cost $1,000. This one I kind of find disturbing because I can actually see what he's talking about here. Again, I don't necessarily believe what he's saying, but my imagination can see it. Read Matthew 28 chapters, 4 chapters a night. In 7 nights, your life will change. Fact, something that is learned and or proven to be true. Like that row of child's teeth, we know that babies have 20 teeth. There should be a row of 10 like this row of teeth. Yes, those other things are nuts and bolts inside of the Chickasaw human head, cooked together, thus preserving the evidence. The kid is yelling at the top and 5 teeth at the bottom. It's a child yelling. Yelling Chickasaw kid. How or why this child is melted with a melted Chickasaw human adult head. This is twice I found this done. In both, the child's teeth on the muzzle of the cooked adult's melted head. That's important. Connecting the two tortured Chickasaw head. Home run number 7. Some of his stuff is so very difficult to read. I don't know. I mean, that's basically the video. If you want to check out this stuff, you can go to NASHOBA on Facebook. It's a community. I think you can view it, but to join the community, you have to request it. He also has another site called Chickasaw Homeland on Facebook, but I'm not going to show that one because it is a private group. If you are interested in trying to join that group, go right ahead. You'll have to request access and everything. So if you found this video interesting, give it a thumbs up, and let me know what you thought about it. And if you're interested in more things like this, let me know, and I'll try to dig something up. But thanks for watching.